Hey, good evening, everyone. I want to say happy early Mother's Day to all the mothers because I'm definitely one. And I just want to say that today has been a pretty good day. It's been somewhat emotional. Got to keep putting myself in check, lining myself up, not thinking about what transpired. I went and hung out tonight. With a friend, her husband. So I had a birthday party, and I got out, and I love to dance. Anybody know me know I love to dance. I might not know all the steps to the slides and different stuff like that, but I do love to dance. Um, and it's been an emotional day. It's actually been an emotional week, but I keep pushing. Feelings gonna be feelings, and going through the transformation and the alignment that God has me on, it's not always easy, not always easy to change what has been so used to, right? I always say in order to get something different, you got to do something different. And the reality is that my thinking, man, it's just so jacked up at times, right? And when I say it's jacked up at times, it's not thinking about doing harmful things or anything like that. It's jacked up as far as the whole situation with my mind remembering or thinking back about woe is me, what could have been different, how, because in all honesty, you know um it made sense in the moment for me to go over there because heck, he was just here the day before, and um that made sense in that moment. Um I know most people probably have had times when they've sat back and said, why didn't I do that? Right. But when I remember who God is and I remember nothing in God's world happened by mistake, that don't mean that God planned, but God already knew what was going to transpire. And this thing needed to happen and catapult me because I'm able to see the broken parts in me, right? The things that are still cracked, in me. Um, the insecurities that I have, and I'm getting better with them. I really am. Um, I have to tell my mind to line up, when it starts to have this stinking thinking, right? When it starts to try to tell me, um, towards me, no, not towards me, right? Um, all the years that I've gone through the things that I've gone through the decision making, through the end of relationships, through the heartaches, through the lies, through the cheating, through the being cheated on, all of that different stuff. Because I'm not a guardian angel. I'm not an angel at all. I've done things. Um, the difference today is that I'm aware, and I'm constantly working on getting better, doing better, not just talking about it, but actually doing it. And sometimes doing it is almost like menstrual cramps for a woman. It pains me sometimes in my belly, right? Um, it pains me in my belly, and sometimes it's like what 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 I don't want to feel, right? Um, and the reality of the matter is that everything that I'm feeling, I need to feel. I need to not forget where I'm at. I need to continue to press forward and persevere. I need to continue to be honest about what it is I'm feeling and not be ashamed because God told me to share this journey of healing, right? And in doing that, I have to also give you me and the pain and the things and how I was, you know. Like I stated, I did a lot of things, right? And it all stemmed from the core was for love, right? The core was I wasn't really taught different. Now, that's when I was younger. That's when I was a child, right? The Bible say that when we grow up, we put down childish things, right? And I'm just paraphrasing, but that's when we grow up, and a lot of times mentally, um, we don't grow up. I know a lot of times mentally, I didn't, or I didn't know at all times a better way to do it. You know, I've asked myself the question along with a lot of other people asking the question as to why would you go back to somebody that was physically abusive to you. You surround yourself, you're around a lot of positive people, a lot of people that's into the Lord, a lot of people that do the work. And by the way, I got makeup on my face, and I covered up the mark because I went to the party and I just didn't want people staring. There was a lot of people at the party that have seen this video, so they know about what transpired, but the people that didn't see the video, I didn't want people just staring. You know, now every day I go out, no, I don't have on makeup. I'm not a makeup wearer, you know. And I don't have a lot, but I made sure I covered up my face, all this and all that. You know, I covered it up pretty good. My daughter does really good makeup, and I was going to have her make it up, but I didn't want a full face makeup like this. So, but she'll get me taken care of another time. But anyhow, so people wonder the question, and it ain't just people, right? Because I wondered that. Like, it's like you being held prisoner and you escape. And for whatever reason, even though you've escaped and you made it down the street and you're away from being in prison, you go back. You go back. It's like you go back and you put the chains on yourself and imprison yourself all over again. For a person to do that, it's something going on, right? Something deeper going on. You know, man, I think about all the times that I've said, I ain't that person. Like, you're not going to beat me. I'm not going to take that, you know. And don't get it twisted. I'm not going to beat myself up, but it's about getting to the core of the exact nature. It's about allowing God and Holy Spirit and me to reveal the things that needs to be revealed. You know, it's about allowing things to be revealed and doing the necessary work so I don't do that behavior again. That everything that I value and everything that I stand for is in me, not a man, not a friend, not an associate, in me and God, right? I need to make sure that is done and taken care of. Um, and it's going to happen over time. You know, when I'm able to say, hey, this is what's going on. I do know that something really has to be deeply, deeply embedded of damage and desperation and insecurity and